I had this idea from the beginning with them that I wanted to just do my shows on Main Street. I didn't want to be in some concrete amphitheater that Live Nation had a contract on. I just wanted to come do a show at a place that I'd want to come see a show played at.
You weren't born to just play bills and die. All you need is a dog, a shack, a crick and a bite, a good home.
Immediately, the biggest problem was the isolation and communication between one another because, there were these communities within Yancey and Mitchell County that were hit so hard that there was no way to communicate with anybody really at all unless you had a generator and a Starlink. What we were doing, and with all the roads being cut off, all of our friends and family, we like dirt bikes, and we just all ride dirt bikes. So this was kind of a lawless land at the time, and that's how we got around to bring communication and immediate aid to people was on dirt bikes. People were having to get out of areas on foot. So they could not take their vehicles with them. Roads were impassable. And so the dirt bikes were like this perfect combination for us to get quick supplies and also to bridge the gap in communications between this person's Meemaw, she's okay, and now we can let her know that Meemaw's been checked on, she's got water for a couple days. This was all immediately following the storm within the first week or two. The needs are so far and wide. The ripple effects from everything are huge. There are people struggling with lack of employment because the job that they worked for may have gone under because of the storm. Business owners are really struggling to keep up and keep things going with the way that Spruce Pine was impacted. We don't have the same tourism coming in. The parkways closed off. That's a big problem for us. So the ripple effects are so far and wide. People struggling financially because of that is a huge thing for us as well. Something that ARP is seeing a lot right now is now a lot of things are moving in new construction and home builds because the weather's getting nice. It's not so wet and cold. So that is on the bright side of things. We have been seeing things moving very well. Where folks have the resources, the community has been wonderful in coming together and start getting stuff moving.
Pass it around, I ain't got $1, but I don't need a dime.
One day, all these building materials showed up in our distribution yard, and I said, God, you want me to get into building materials? Which is my background. I know construction very well and build materials, land development. And 4 hours later, 100 doors showed up. And that was on November 2nd. And so I said, yes, sir. And we started getting into building materials for projects like this. This is Ms. Donna. She is actually project 320. Currently today we have 418.
Wow.
And so we've been working diligently to get her the building materials that she needs to rebuild her amazing shop here. We're helping all of the residents, businesses, and churches of Yancey and Mitchell County. There's many people that need building materials, tools, supplies. We're working hard to get that for them. For her, it started with sheetrock. So we were able to purchase the sheetrock and hire the contractor to come in and put the sheetrock up. You can see it's almost done. You are one coat away from your sheetrock being done, which is pretty amazing. So we're just trying to, as folks need help, we're just trying to stand right next to them and say, what do you need?
Yes.
How can we help you? And then we work hard to get them the building materials they need. And we're doing all of that by selling t-shirts and hoodies. So everything we've been able to do is fundraising and donations. And all of America has helped us do that. So that's been pretty amazing.
Darling, it's been a long week. Might have to load up the dogs, go and listen to the frogs croaking down in the creek.
The two biggest things actually all over the district in Western North Carolina, there has been no assistance for businesses that were hit. As you'll see, our entire downtown was under 8 to 10 feet of water and washed out. There is no FEMA program. There is no others for businesses that are out there. And the next one is access. People's private roads and bridges have been taken out, and they're having to use less than ideal situations just to get back and forth to work and to the store and those kind of things. A lot we could have done about that when spring hits. You can't really pour concrete and those kind of things while it's frosty, but we're getting some of that work moving, but those are our two biggest needs we still have.
We had about 20 businesses that were impacted on Lower Street. A handful of those have decided they're not going to return. One of the business owners actually lost everything and then unfortunately died from cancer a couple weeks later. So we've had a hard go of it for a lot of our business owners, and some of them aren't going to come back. But the kind of good news looking at Downtown Spruce Pine as a whole is that as of right now, I've only have 2 available spots for rent. Anything that was available has already been taken up. So if anyone wants to open a business in downtown Spruce Pine, now's the time, because I don't know how long those two are going to be left.
But I said I shot the sheriff.
I got introduced to Chris, Oliver Anthony, through a mutual friend who was in the area. They had talked to him before, and he had actually lived in this area prior. He actually worked in Marion and lived in Spruce Pine. And so he was active right after the hurricane coming in and helping people, and then decided later on he wanted to do some more. So I got connected with them, and they asked, do you think we could do something down here? I was like, I think we can give it a shot. Here we are, a couple months later, figured it out. They sold 3,500 tickets. It's huge. It's huge to try to get people back into Spruce Pine. One of the things we're combating now is that we got a lot of national media attention from our destruction. We're the home of high purity quartz, which is, cornerstone of the global economy. It's used to create silica, which is used in computer chips. The thing we say here is everyone's got a piece of Spruce Pine in their pocket because of cell phones. Even my watch on my wrist is a piece of Spruce Pine, microwaves, everything. And so we got a lot of attention for that. And so the attention was, Spruce Pine's under 8 feet of water, it's gone forever. And so we're trying to get the word out now that we're still here. We have businesses that are open right now that need people to come and support them.
Everyone, even if they weren't flooded, they're still struggling because our entire population is so devastated here. No one has money to spend. So we need tourists to come back to town. We need people like events like today. We need people to come.
It's like hope for our community.
ARP doesn't necessarily have any reason to set up here, and but it's because of our connections in the community and that our community is looking out for us that we got invited to be out here today and share some of what we're doing, sell shirts, raise funds, and just be here out with our volunteers, which is a blessing that we're able to be a part of that.
'Cause I must be traveling on now. There's too many places I've got to see.
This is really an incredible opportunity for us to showcase the work we've done after the disaster, show what we're building towards, and an opportunity to just say to the entire nation that we still have a lot of needs here. We've still got a long way to go, but we're mountain strong. We're committed to doing what we need to do to make sure it happens.